little while. Time for a quick beer. Just wait for me. You see that? No, you can't. Too bad. Nice. It's alright, thought you might be able to see that. That's all good. And this here. This here is the best beer I've ever made. Hoppy Brown Ale. Yeah, I've just gone off IPA. Too much. Beautiful. Amarillo, Simcoe and Centennial hops. Just fantastic. Anyhow, what's been happening in Brewland? Heaps. Always brewing. Brewing a New Zealand Pilsner at the moment. Hence the name New Zealand Pilsner, because there's a sort of subcategory of Pilsner out there, which is where we use like US-05 yeast. It's more like a Pilsner malt with hops and you know, that sort of style of beer. Called a blonde something if you wanted to, I guess. Something like that. Thirsty, just went for a run. Anyhow, what else is happening other than brewing more brown ales? Hops in the garden. Yeah, let's go and have a look at those for a minute. Alright, so here's some hops. Only just kicking off, but I planted those last year, and just starting to kick in. Imagine being down here in the deep south. It's not quite as sunny as we up in Nelson and places like that, so it just means that when it comes to growing hops, yeah, it's more for novelty, nothing else. Yeah, so anyhow, what else is happening? We have one of these. Big bottle. Cascade. Not actually my beer, but what it is part of a little experiment that we did down here at the Southern Hopsiders, I think we're called, or something, brewing club. Well, not even a club, we're just a group of people who get together. And each of us brewed a single hop beer, so that part of the group could learn more about the different types of hop characteristics. Somewhat successful event. Not a huge number of entries, probably about 8 or so. Really interesting just to like taste that hop on its own. My advice to anybody thinking about doing a competition, not a competition, don't use that word, an event like this again, would be to, I think it's almost better to over hop the beer, almost to the point of it being too hoppy, so that you can actually really get that pronounced flavour of the beer. Some of the beers were just a bit mild, a bit restrained on the hop, so you didn't really get that in your face, because it wasn't really designed as an exercise for drinking, but more of an exercise of education. So it's always better to have that like that massive hop hit in your face when that sort of happens. Yum. What is up? I'm hoping that Santa will bring me one of the new stainless steel fermenters with the conical base. And the reason for that is some of my recent readings has been that that conical shape actually reduces the surface area of the yeast cake to the beer, and actually helps in terms of some of the flavour profiles. So I'm suspecting something might be arriving on Christmas Day. Anyhow, part of the reason that I miss the odd Homebrew Wednesday here and there and find it difficult to watch videos, and that is that my spare time has recently been taken up. I've started doing a bit of extra study again, part of my job, and part of that has been, well, just cut to the chase, some stuff around philosophy. Now, I was reading some stuff the other day and thought, wow, this is really cool, because this applies to beer and our beer, the craft beer culture. What it relies to is this idea of cultural capital, they call it. So what is cultural capital? Cultural capital is where people assert power indirectly, or sometimes directly, over other people in terms of their capital knowledge. You often find it when sometimes you talk to a lawyer and they talk in language you're like, what the hell do you mean? And then they sort of dumb it down for you, like, oh yeah, form of like, yeah, we know more than you know, or sometimes a doctor might do it, or that kind of thing. And it happens, or you might go to, you might be looking at, I don't know, so you look at art and you go, I like that because it's cool, and some arty-farty person will go, yeah, I don't agree with the use of its negative space and blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh, what the hell? What the hell are they talking about? Now, how does this relate to brewing and beer? More to the point, beer. You would have experienced it before, I'm sure. When you become new to brewing, and people use all this language, and you're like, what the hell do they mean? And almost like you don't want to do a beer review because you don't know what to say. You don't know the right language. You taste the beer, you got this. Yum, that's good. I really like it. It's got a kind of interesting, it's a wee bit bitter and that's good. Now, then you compare yourself to someone who is a beer, let's call them, I won't say snob, it's not snob, but like they use a sense of power. They might go, just not sure if the IBUs are really balanced for that malt. Yeah, I think it may have over dry hopped. I mean, the alpha acids in this probably have a lot to play with that. And you're like, what the fuck? It's just beer. That's all it is. So, as you progress throughout your brewing and you get slightly better with your brewing and you start to understand the language, I guess tonight all I'm going to say is be aware of your cultural capital and the impact that your newfound knowledge can have on some people that may be new to brewing, and please keep your language at the appropriate level. Anyhow, enough of that. I'm hoping to be posting on a much more regular basis now. So, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yeah, bloody good. And we'll catch you next week. See you later. Bye-bye.